Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? In today's video, I want to touch on a subject that has brought questions about many times, especially when we go live on Fridays. And it has to do with gold and silver and how can I use gold and silver to pay my bills and to pay off my house and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, well, this article was sent to me, okay, by a subscriber. And this is going to answer a lot of those questions for you, okay? Especially if you live in these certain states. Now, states where gold and silver have become a legal tender. There are several states are beginning to accept gold and silver as cash. Yes. An encouraging victory for sound money has just taken place in West Virginia, where they have now announced plans to remove taxation on precious metals. That happened in July of 2019. And Louisiana, Utah, and Texas have passed legislation recognizing gold and silver as legal tender, a move that allows citizens to make transactions using precious metals in place of cash. Joining 7 other states that have either passed or introduced legislation in favor of metals, Louisiana, Utah, and Texas are now taking further steps toward establishing regulatory depositories to hold gold and silver. Now, it's up to the private sector to accept, reintroduce, and encourage the use of gold and silver as forms of payment. Once such transactions become commonplace, the ideal next step would be to enable citizens to use electronic payment systems such as debit card to make transactions with the metals. Given enough time, though, these actions may eventually pave the way for other states to adopt gold and silver as legal tender as well, re-injecting sound money into the American economy. Imagine a future where citizens can receive tax returns in the form of gold and silver. If these current developments in favor of sound money are any indication at all, they suggest that such a future is not only becoming favorable among some states, but also quite achievable for the entire nation. Below is the list of states, and I'm going to read them off to you, okay? So, West Virginia, okay? And this was by a unanimous vote, okay? So you can look this up. It was done on March 8th. The West Virginia legislature approved Senate Bill 502. It was originally introduced by Senator Craig Blair, which called for the exemption of taxation on sales of investment metal bullion and investment coins on March 27th. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice signed the bill into law. The law went into effect July 1st, 2019. The next one is Wyoming. In 2013, the Wyoming Legal Tender Act was defeated in a 5-4 vote. It was defeated again in 2015, and the bill sought legal tender status for U.S. minted gold and silver coins. Now, Utah became the first state declaring U.S. minted gold and silver coins as legal tender. The Utah Legal Tender Act was passed on March 10th, 2011, setting the stage for other states to pursue similar legislation. The next one is Arizona. 2 bills declaring legal tender status for gold and silver coins were vetoed despite having passed the state legislature by a large margin. Governor Jim Brewer vetoed SB 1439 in 2013, and Governor Doug Ducey, he vetoed a similar bill in 2015. And the next one is Kansas. In 2013, the House Committee on Taxation passed a bill declaring both the legal tender and tax-exempt status of U.S. minted coins. Oklahoma is the next one. On June 4th, 2014, Governor Mary Fallin signed into law Senate Bill 862, recognizing gold and silver U.S. minted coins as legal tender and exempt from state taxation. The next one is Texas. In March of 2017, Senator Bob Hall introduced SB 2097, a bill aimed at establishing a legal tender status for gold and silver, including protections from seizure by state authorities. The next one is Indiana. In 2013, Senate Bill 99 was introduced to declare U.S. minted gold and silver coins as legal tender and tax exempt. The next one is Missouri. In Senate Bill 98, an act that calls for an income tax deduction for capital gains from the exchange of gold and silver is currently up for consideration. Similar acts failed, though, once in 2013 and twice in 2014. And the next one is Louisiana. HB 682 was passed with overwhelming support, making Louisiana the second state to eliminate sales tax for gold and silver currency and bullion. Introduced by Representative Paul Hollis, HB 682 was signed into law by Governor Bobby Jindal. The next one is Tennessee. We are waiting to see the outcome of Tennessee's SB 0350. This bill calls for the sales tax exemption of gold and silver coins. Last but not least, South Carolina. The South Carolina House of Representatives passed a bill on April 11th, 2013, declaring gold and silver legal tender. So, I hope that answers a lot of your questions, especially if you live in these states, about gold and silver and if it can be used to pay off your bills and even your house. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Stay safe. Stay positive. Keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Bye.